Hello and welcome to Xenopurge. If you'd like to check out the game, there is a link in the description, and this is a tactics game where you have to decide on various routes and strategies for your squad to take as they eliminate the Xenos threat. And we're going to see what it's all about.
Mace provides clones for deployment, so recruitment is never a concern. Currently, only one squad is available, but as you earn prestige, you will unlock additional squads and other perks. Select the available squad.
We've also got a bit of voice acting here, which is very cool. Okay, I was not aware of that. That's very nice. Okay, so let's do it.
Select Inspect Units. This is each unit's logic. It is comprised of a movement, a ranged combat, and a close combat action. The movement action is used when there are no enemies in its line of sight. The ranged combat action is used when there is an enemy in its line of sight at a distance. The close combat action is used when an enemy is on the same tile as the unit. Press any key to continue. While the ranged and close combat actions are preset to each soldier, the movement action is entirely configurable by you through the retask commands. Recon is often shown as the default movement action. Keep in mind that ranged and close combat actions can be upgraded during a run, changing a unit's behavior during combat. Return to the previous directory. Select Start New Run. Mace has provided a detailed map highlighting all points of interest in the sector. Due to time constraints, you must prioritize your targets. Choose the locations you visit wisely. Missions are interchanged with locations where you can improve your squad. For more details, check the footer. Select any combat mission. Here you can see the mission's objective and the reward. Select Initiate Deployment. During the deployment phase, you can deploy your units. You can place them together to prioritize safety, or apart in order to prioritize quick exploration. As time goes by, more and stronger enemies will be alerted to your intrusion, so it is imperative to balance how you spread or concentrate your squad. It is better to place them together for this mission. Deploy both units to continue. Your squad operates autonomously based on its logic. Direct micromanagement is not possible. However, you can issue commands to affect the unit's behaviors, so understanding your commands and your unit's logic is essential for success. By issuing retask commands, you can change a unit's movement logic. Units start with recon by default, but you can change that. Finish deployment when you are ready to purge some Xenos. That's a Xeno. Soldiers who spot enemy Xenos will engage with them, based on their ranged combat action. Now one of your units has charge. That unit will move towards the enemy without shooting at it. The other one with stand and fight will remain in place and shoot at it. Make sure you take your time after the battle to check those thoroughly if you feel uncertain about their functionality. Press any key to continue.
Visual confirmation on hostiles.
Your unit is currently engaged in melee with a Xeno. It will use its close combat action Strike. Bear in mind there is not much you can do once a Xeno reaches your units in close range. Units engaged in close combat cannot move until the combat is over. Thanks to expert training, friendly units can fire normally at enemies engaged in close combat with your units. Press any key to continue.
It's tearing through my armor! Target neutralized.
You located a Xeno access point. Xenos will enter through it at regular intervals. Thanks to our advanced sonars, we can detect their ETA. Mind it on the top left. It is imperative to remind you that the enemy forces will keep getting stronger over time, so completing your objective as soon as possible is crucial.
Copy that. Proceeding.
Hives cannot damage your units, but are quite tanky. If you want to bring more units to help, you can use the focus command. Press any key to continue.
Fuck! They're here! Confirmed. You're clear. Carrying out orders.
And as you can see, we do have our current person attacking the hive. I have refocused the other one to try and destroy it. Ah, never mind. He's actually run into one. Okay. Well, that's absolutely fine. We are about to extract now anyway, so that is all good. At least I think so, right? Must find extraction point. Okay, so we're just going to recon now.
Copy that. Proceeding. Moving out, sir.
We're just going to search around for it, because I'm pretty sure... Ah, we got a collectible.
You can use the collect command to gather it. You will encounter multiple collectibles during your missions. Make sure you spend the time at your disposal diligently. Press any...
Jackpot.
Okay, so wait a minute. Do I want to pick this up?
Override command,
Which means that units that perform it ignore their logic. This means that they will also ignore enemies, which might be desirable. If you prefer standard engagement rules, then use focus. Use them based on the situation. If a unit performing an override command gets engaged in melee, it will get interrupted and revert back to its standard logic. Right.
Found something.
Okay, so there's the command. Okay, so basically, I wanted them to actually collect that, so we're going to have him collect that.
Copy.
And we are going to... We're not going to extract just yet. We are going to retask this guy, and we're going to have him focus...
You got it. Affirmative.
Hopefully he's going to be done. There we go, he's done. Okay,
I see one.
there we go. We're going to have this guy. He's having some issues right there.
Got it. I'm under attack.
Okay, no, that's absolutely fine now. That's absolutely fine. So we are going to extract now with this guy.
Copy.
He's going to run to the extraction point. We should probably inject a health stim in him. Most likely, but I think he's okay right now, isn't he? Maybe. It very much depends. There we go. He's going to extract, and we can get the other guy to extract as well.
Command accepted.
Oh dear. Enemies are coming. Ooh, that was a bit close. That was a bit close.
At the end of each successful engagement, credits are awarded based on the mission type and the cash is collected. If any units perish, cloning costs will be deducted from your rewards. As long as the objectives are complete, Mace deems all casualties acceptable. However, if your squad fails the mission and is entirely lost, they will not qualify for cloning, and you must start with a new squad. Select Proceed. Now you can visit the next location. Advise the footer containing valuable information for each type of location. Now you can spend your earned credits to improve your squad. Once again, if
you are unsure of your commands and your unit's logic, take your time here to inspect them and understand them. Review them thoroughly to maximize your operational efficiency. Additionally, you can visit the index to review useful information on ranged weapons and unit stats. Okay, so one thing I gotta say right now is that I personally find the controls to be really hard. I think the controls are really hard for me to understand, but that's maybe just me because I'm a little bit stupid, I guess. I don't know. But what we're going to do is we're going to train this guy's accuracy. There we go. Going to train his accuracy. Going to train this guy's accuracy again. I want to make sure that him being a ranged-based character is going to be insanely good at what he does. So, yeah, there we go. Okay, that sounds good. And let's see, do we want to do anything else here? See, now these are the commands you see. So now if we tell any one of these guys to hold ground, for example, they're just going to stay in the current location. Recon is moving towards unexplored rooms, prioritizing different rooms from other units with recon. And then group, unit will move toward another target unit. So in other words, if we want both of them to go together or we want one of them to regroup with the other one, then we just select this. And then focus, unit will move to the closest found main objective or its last known location. These are all very confusing to me, but that's just me, you know, that's just me. So we are going to be done. There we go. I think we are pretty much done. I don't have anything else to do I? So, how do I, how do I get out of here? Ah, there we go. I can press tab to return to navigation. All right, I had no idea. Okay, so now we can select some, well, we can't actually select anything because this is an elite battle. Oh dear. This is not good. I am going to die. Okay, so we now need to locate and eliminate the Xenos hive and gather all intel. Those are the two main objectives. The secondary objective is to locate the extraction point and extract deployed units. So technically, they're saying you don't necessarily need to, well, you just need to do the objectives, basically. You just need to do the...
While grouping units makes them safer, it also means that they take longer to explore the area and locate the objective. And you know, having your units stay longer than they should can turn bad very fast. You must learn to adapt to the situation. Press any key to continue.
Right, okay, so we're going to be putting this guy in here, and we're going to be putting this guy... Can we actually put him in there? Yes, we can. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And we're basically just going to be retask. We're just going to have them... They're both on recon. Okay, they're both on recon, so we don't even need to worry about that. And we are just going to have them do whatever they have to do. Now, R1 is our charge guy, and D2 is our ranged guy. So, okay, there's a collection thing. We want him to go and collect that.
Task acknowledged.
Let's have this guy go and collect the other one. Hopefully we're going to be okay to do this. The Xenos is after D2 at the moment. That might be a bit problematic. We might have to actually hold our ground here with D2. There we go. He's going to have to do this. Okay, he's doing fine so far. Oh, we got another Xenos? Really? Okay, we're going to have to inject a health stim right here.
Objective located. It's on me.
There we go. He's taken him down. Okay, fantastic. So now we can just go here, collect this.
Copy and clear.
And then we're gonna have D2 go and collect the other intel as well, because we know that that is completely and utterly clear, so we don't need to worry about enemies coming over. And we're gonna have this guy collect the stash there.
Loud and clear.
Got to be very careful. I only have one health stim remaining. I don't know whether we get that refreshed or anything like that. I highly doubt it, to be honest, so that's probably going to be a bit of a problem. Okay, let's go here. Yeah, we're getting some enemies coming in. I'm pretty sure we're getting enemies coming in right now. A little bit worried right now. I'm going to actually tell my guy. He's already holding position right now. There we go, there we go. Okay, we got an enemy coming in. Hopefully R1 will be able to deal with him. We're going to recon now for this guy.
It's dead. Enemy contact.
And we're going to see, hopefully... Yeah, he does a pretty good job. He does a pretty good job. The other fellow is a bit weaker. Because he's obviously a ranged character. But me spending accuracy on him, maybe not the best idea. But, you know. We've got extraction right there. Oh dear. Okay, we're having a bit of a problem right now. What we need to do... Can I actually pause somehow? There is no way for me to pause. So we're going to have to regroup. Regroup here. Regroup with him. And inject the health stim. There we go. That was really close, actually. There we go, there we go. Okay, we're gonna go and have him collect that. Actually, you know what? Maybe I want him to extract. Should I just make him extract? Yes. Let's have him extract straight away, and let's have this guy go and collect the intel, because he is perfectly fine. He is very healthy right now. Next wave is coming in 45, I think. Or maybe they're coming right now, actually.
Task complete.
Okay, we can actually extract. We can extract him now because we've collected all of the intel that we needed. We only needed 5. Very difficult though, as you can quite clearly tell. This was obviously an elite battle, so very tricky to complete, but we were able to do it without losing anyone, which is very surprising.
Issuing commands in time may suggest the following actions. Make use of hotkeys. Issue commands to multiple units by selecting all as a target. Use the time between the waves to properly position your units and regroup. Make sure you familiarize yourself with all the commands. Press any key to continue.
Aha, so, okay, the best course of action for me right now is to literally make sure that we select all, and we just have them go around together. I think that is the best course of action, but the problem with that is that they are then going to suffer from a lack of exploratory speed. So it's going to be very, very difficult for them. Okay, so this guy, we're going to be increasing his melee damage, of course. Massive amounts of melee damage increases, thank you very much. Because he is absolutely insane with that. We can now return to navigation once again. Okay, so what do we have? A regular battle mission. Okay, so that should be okay. Now, if I, let's see now. Locate the extraction point and extract the VIP. Oh dear, oh no. Every single time I've ever done an escort mission, they always die. Alright, well, let's see. Locate the extraction point and extract deployed units. Okay.
While grouping units makes them safer, it also means that they take longer to explore the area and locate the objective. And you know, having your units stay longer than they should can turn bad very fast. You must learn to adapt to the situation. Press any key to continue.
Right. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to get this guy in over there. Right? Yeah, we need to get him over there, and then he can go over here. And I feel like what we should do is we should group everyone together, basically. That's what we should do. We should just group everyone together, and then we should move together, basically. Okay, I just want this guy to move forward. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna recon as a group. There we go. Okay. Ah, I see. They're not all grouping together to recon. They're spreading out. Not the best idea, is it? No, not the best idea, but I guess that's fine. There's a new wave coming very, very soon. Okay, so what we're gonna do is hold ground. We need to hold ground over here. Can I actually tell him to go over there? I can't actually tell him to go over there, can I? Oh, no, I can. I can. Okay. Because we need to protect the VIP, right? We need to protect the VIP, so that's going to be very, very important for us. Hopefully, D3 is actually going to be able to kill that. He's having a huge problem for some reason. It's because he's in melee. That's the reason. It's because he's in melee. Okay, so we're going to have to inject him with health stim, unfortunately. R2 is doing an absolutely fantastic job, as you might expect. Okay, no, I don't want to do this. I want to do this. Collect the stash. VIP is obviously fine right now. I'm basically just going to be keeping R2 over there. And if enemies come in, he's just going to have to kill them. Because he is fundamentally the best person for this. I really wish I had 2 melee characters, to be honest. That would be fantastic, but I unfortunately don't have that. So we're just going to have to tell this guy to do this. Is he actually going to recon? Why is he not recon? Can you recon? Okay, he's not actually... Why is he holding position? Why is he holding position? I don't want him to do that. I want him to recon. He is not doing that now. Okay, that is a little bit strange. Okay, I guess I am just going to tell him to do focus instead. Okay, there we go. He's now doing focus. And what we need to do, actually, is give a health stim to R2. And we need to have him... We need to have everyone extract, actually. So, let's actually do that straight away. Wait a minute. This is going to be a problem. This is going to be a bit of a problem. Oh dear. Is he dead? No, he's alive. He's alive, but he is... No! He died! Oh no, and the VIP is gonna die as well. Oh dear. Oh well, never mind. Oh no. Okay, yeah. As you can quite clearly tell, pretty harsh, right? Pretty harsh. But if you can get used to the control scheme, you will have an absolutely fantastic time. There is also commander progression here, as you see. So it says here, as you go through missions and collect prestige, you will be able to unlock additional content. I personally think that the game has such an incredibly cool aesthetic to it, and it has that wonderful, like, grim dark sort of style, and I love that. I think that is so fun. Unfortunately for me, I am just really bad at it. Due to the controls, mainly, I feel really uncomfortable using them, but as I said, well, as the tutorial said, and as I said, is more to do with, you know, getting used to it, basically. You need to get used to it, and you need to practice. Anyway, you can check out Xenopurge through the link in the description. There is a playtest currently running, and I'd highly recommend adding it to your Steam wishlist if you like what you've seen here, or you like what you've played, dependent on if you decide to play the playtest. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.